Hi, this is Dave Bazaar, and this is the latest. In this episode, I wanted to try to talk about keeping stress to a minimum during harvest. Okay, another topic that's going to be better to be talking about, harder to maybe implement. But let me run through a bit of what we're dealing with here, or how we like to approach it. We're in an orchard that you've seen before. It was the one where we did cover crop on it. So those of you who have been following, we're back there. In this case, this orchard is on a double line drip. Okay, so in this situation, we've cut the water off in this orchard 3 to 5 days ago. This is really variable on when you're drying those trees down based upon soil type primarily. So I know we have stuff that's out in Dos Palos that, man, we can cut the water off 15 days beforehand and the trees are still not stressed. But your idea is to try to get them dried down so you don't bark and then hit them, right? So what do we do after that? That's going to be primarily what I'm talking about today. So our preference is 3 to 5 days off on the water, shake, then we wait 3 days and we come in and do a partial sweep so that we can get the water back on. So you're going to see where we've brought our sweepers through, we've blown away just from our drip lines, we turn the pressure way down so that we're not getting the nuts wet themselves, and then we're running some water as quick as we can back. We have been known to gently drip underneath the nuts. We have growers who do that, but you want to be careful because you don't want to get that erratic wetness on the almond itself. Okay, I want to caution you on third leaf trees. So a third leaf tree is particularly tender, right? And I think you're going to need to dry those trees down 7 to 10 days so that you don't bark them up. Again, that's going to be very dependent on your soil types and what your trees can handle stress-wise. This year, I believe that the nuts are actually fairly dry in the tree itself. So once you've dropped them down on the ground, you can get fairly quickly back in as far as pushing them away and trying to get that water on. But that's the key. You don't want those trees to stress out if you can help it. Just some of the criteria on what we're looking for at the huller. You're trying to get this meat down to 4 to 5%. You want the hull moisture to be somewhere between 10 and 13. All of those things can be measured by our huller. I'm sure if you're using other hullers, they should have that ability to bring in a sample. You know, you want to collect it all the way through the orchard and have them tell you what your meat moistures are or your hull moistures so that everything is dry as it can be. But the key here is to try to get that water on somehow, some way, as fast as you can after the harvest. That way these trees stay as stress-free as possible. And this has been a tough year for them. Smoke, mites, chlorides, you name it. Let me finish up real quick just about what we're seeing early on, and I do mean early. You'll hear this from us for a while. Erratic kind of information coming in about that early harvest, which is traditional. You're seeing lighter yields than to be expected or what you thought you were, but that's usually the case on the first stuff harvested. I want to keep everybody's focus on what that last estimate, the 2.8 billion, said. It said nonpareil would be off 15%, albeit that's on some larger acreage, so maybe it'll be off a little bit more, but more acreage. But that's sort of your focus. Am I off more than that, less than that? We'll really have to wait till the next maybe 3 more weeks before we can get a real good handle on the crop size. But for now, we're seeing smaller size kernels as reported, and a little bit lower turnouts as well associated with that. Early information though. But good luck and try to keep those trees stress-free. This has been Dave Bazaar, and that's the latest.